Hi guys, welcome to Irish Footy Vlogs. That time of the week again, weekend previews. Cian, I just want to get into the European games very quickly. I just want to say fair play to Dundalk for winning 1-0 against Inter Club. They'll go on and play Sheriff Tiraspol now from Moldova the next round next week. And well done to Shamrock Rovers. I know they lost 2-0, but a great performance against Milan. You saw that match, I saw that match. We didn't see Dundalk. Unfortunately, McMillan did score the winner for them. Boyle was sent off. They'd be delighted to get through, as I mentioned before. Shamrock Rovers Milan, what did you think yourself?
Yeah, look, I thought they gave a fantastic account of themselves. They'd be delighted with how, look, no team wants to lose either. But listening to the interviews after the game with Tony and, Arden Green, Gary O'Neill and even Stephen Bradley, they had a bit of a smile on their faces and they felt like we can mix it with the big boys, that type of mentality, and rightly so they did. I thought Arden Green, if that goes in at 1-0, God knows what could have happened, but I just thought, they done really well. They gave a good account of themselves. Look, I think they were always going to lose, really, weren't they? But a lot of people predicted a lot higher result, a lot higher on the score. All the talk about Ibrahimovic and that's really what it was, wasn't it? It was like Shamrock Rovers versus Ibrahimovic. It wasn't really AC Milan. But
and they've a lot more players than Ibrahimovic, to be honest.
I thought Rovers marshalled him well though. Obviously he got a goal, he broke away, but I think in general, Rovers, that'll stand to Shamrock Rovers now. And look, that bang on confidence after that, even the adrenaline buzz of that game alone, would really, really lift it. And I think, look, that they'd be going to win the double now.
Would you pick out any individual performances for Rovers that you thought did really well on the night, sure?
I thought Jack Boone done well in the middle. I thought do you hear that fireworks? It's that time of the year. Can you hear that?
I can, yeah. Actually, yeah. That's coming all the way from Tala.
Well, I'm on the Ballymun. I thought Jack Boone got the ball deep, done really well but I think a little bit frustrating. You kind of had the ball too deep at times. Yeah. Where you get kind of like on the other side of the halfway line and really attacking and maybe even getting your feet adjusted and get a shot off. But I thought he was really good. I thought Lopez was good. I think, realistically, I don't think Milan actually broke them down, really.
They didn't miss any great chances, Milan.
No. And it wasn't
backs against the wall. Quality.
It wasn't backs against the wall. We've seen Irish teams play. Pats will probably be one team who we went to sit in tight and we went not to concede. I think that could change. I think Dundalk changed Irish football in Europe with the way they played. But I think this Rovers side, the way they played there, I think that performance, that will really, really kick them on. Then obviously Dundalk winning was fantastic. Albeit I'm not taking anything away from them. They're in the next round. But obviously they've come through the Champions League playoffs. It's a little bit different. It's like they're kind of seeded, and they did look especially in a one-off game. It's very tough, especially away from home, to try and get something out of the game.
And going down to 10 men, I'm not sure what happened. The dynamic might change a little bit.
They showed real character to get a result there, and look, all credit to them in the next round now. And look, they're not far off now. If they can get through this toy, who knows?
There's a couple of wins now. There's 3 wins in a row at the end of the day in different competitions. It doesn't really matter. It's a big difference to what they had before, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And, Dundalk are looking up again, and you need that. I think you need that in the league. I think it's good for the league if they are looking up. But, no, really good, really good.
Right, so we'll go on to the games in the league, and obviously Derry City and Pats, I believe, is the first game on the Friday, so we have to start there. This is 6 against 8. Both teams not in great form. Both in 12 points. Derry have a game in hand. Pats no wins in 5. Derry 2 wins in 5.
Skip that bit, Keith. Come on, keep going.
The last time they met, Derry won 2-0, obviously, in Richmond Park, and you were there. But the last time they met at the Brandywell, Pats did win 3-1 at the back end of last season. How do you see this one, Keane? It's a tough one. Both sets of fans, I think, are worried, actually.
Yeah, rightly so. Look, Pats, I always say, I've said it before, when we're up in the Brandywell, we always play.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's always a tough place to go, but for some reason, we always play. Last year, look, I think Down scored twice and Lee Desmond got a screamer. The back end of last year, that was a good trip. That was a midweek game, if I can remember right.
I believe Forrester had one of his magical days that day, did he?
Yeah. No, we remember the trip well. We broke down. Well, honestly, I thought
you'd take that for a win, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, any day, Jesus. I'd break other people's cars for the win. I think, yeah, we always play up in the Brandywell.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but we always play. And you know what? I don't know. I can't even call this. I'm a Pats man. I'm gonna go 1-0 Pats. I don't know why, but like people are just gonna slate me in anyway. But I'm gonna go 1-0 Pats.
It's a funny thing in a way, because I've been looking at some of the comments from Pats fans and Derry fans, and it's a bit like, you're going to win. No, you're going to win.
Yeah.
It's very funny. But Pats haven't scored a goal in 5. They're surely going to break their duck here. They have to do it.
I don't think Derry are great defensively either.
No, they're not the best. Humble is good, but as an organisational factor, I don't think
exactly. Pats have Lee Desmond. Pats have like top quality centre halves in the side. Exactly like Derry have Alan Towell, probably the best young centre half in the league. Makes for nothing though if you remember side of Mishui. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the midfield maybe aren't doing their job.
Yeah,
so not too sure if that's the case.
You need to have good players and a good side. I don't think Derry are a million miles off that. Same way, I don't think Pats are a million miles off it either.
They're both similar though in terms of they look a bit ragged or disorganised or not quite there. They're similar in styles in that sense.
Yeah, well, look, I said, I don't think both teams are actually that far off. I think they're closer. Both sides are closer, let's say, to challenging for Europe in a normal season than being down the other end of the table. I think both sides should be closer to Europe.
A normal season, exactly.
That's it. Look, obviously, this season's a little bit mad. I'm gonna go Pats 1-0. I don't know why. I probably shouldn't, but I don't know.
I don't know. I'm strangely gonna go Pats 2-1. I just have a feeling they're gonna break their duck here and they might score a few goals. Derry haven't been scoring a lot of goals either. They took part in a terrible game against Finn Harps. It's going to be an interesting game, no matter what we say. It's going to be an interesting game. But look, it's a tough one to call. But I got past to win 2-1. I haven't gone for them in a few weeks. I might give them a bit of luck. Who knows?
I'd be happy with a draw. I want a draw tomorrow.
Would Derry be happy with a draw, do you think?
Ideally, yeah. Think ideally you want to win your home games.
Yeah.
Pick up a point on the road. Pick up a point on the road is never a bad result. I think Pat's got a point to be alright.
Yeah. It's just a cat in the house. so I'm looking visually. Yeah, skip that bit. But anyway.
No, I think a point to be alright.
Yeah, I think so. Now, Sligo take on Bohemians that evening as well. That's on RTE, isn't it, Keane, actually?
Yeah, that's on RTE. This is... Jeez.
Yeah.
The game's just getting tougher to predict, I think.
Before I go into it, Sligo are 5th in the league at the moment. Bohemians are 2nd. But Sligo win. They got 2 points behind Bohemians. Last time they met, obviously, Bows beat them 2-0 in Dalymount Park. Coughlin's the top scorer for Sligo, 4 goals. Interestingly, Mandrew and Wright are the top scorers for Bohemians, which is a bit mad as well. And both teams have won 3 out of their last 5. Again, as you say, it's just harder to predict these games as we go along, isn't it? Yeah,
look, you close your eyes and you pick Bowers every day, but the way Sligo have, Sligo will, I think personally, to be disappointed with the performance in Inchicore last week.
They got away with one, I thought, to be honest.
I think everybody wants to beat Pats at the minute. Rightly so, because they're not doing too well. You know what I mean? You need to start picking up points against Pats, so they'd be disappointed with that. They will need to be on form. I think. Look, Bowles had a poor, like an Bowles like performance the other day against Waterford. That's not going to happen again. I don't think we haven't seen that in. I would say I can't even remember. I'd say it'd be years, and anyway,
I haven't seen it this season for sure.
no,
Without question. Yeah.
But I think it'd be a couple of seasons now, in my opinion. But I just, that won't happen again. I can't see that happening again, and I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw here.
Yeah, I think it could be potentially. It's a very entertaining game, actually, isn't it? Because Sligo didn't play their best football, as you said, against Pats either. You could argue the ground out result, a draw, to be fair.
But, I was saying Johnny, I'll play for dirty and stuff like that. Oh, you need to put a leash on him though, because I was looking at him playing last week against Pats, and to be honest, I don't even think he was running, but like he just had the ball and he just looked like he was gonna score every time he had it. Or it was only
space. He didn't have an awful lot of space in the game. In my view,
every time he had the ball, you just had that fear that like he's really good. He really is probably one of the most technical players in the league.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'll go for a draw here as well. I'll go for an entertaining draw. I might go 2-2 here, Cian. But it's meant to be an entertaining game anyway, I've no doubt about it. Shelbourne take on Finn Harps, and this is a really interesting one for me. Shelbourne are 7th on 12 points. Harps are 9th on 8 points. Shells are unbeaten the last 4 times they've met as well. They've 1 win and 5, Shelbourne, believe it or not, Cian, with their performances. 2 wins and 5 for Harps. Tight games. Last few times they met, Shells won 1-0 and the other one was a 0-0. I could see another similar style game to this. How do you think this will go? It's a big game.
It's strange. Like when you look at the stats like that, you think of Shells and you think they're doing well, and then it's 1-5. But if they didn't lose against Dundalk and picked up a draw, they're unbeaten. Do you know what I'm saying? It's the way it flips. Like it just
shows if they lost this, let's say.
Yeah. Now I don't think they will lose it. They will have to take hard out the games against the Rovers and Dundalk, especially last week. The character they showed, Georgie Poynton, excellent. I'm going to go for Shells 2-0 here.
You think they'll win 2-0? A 2-0 win for Shelbourne would confirm, I think would confirm probably their place in the Premier Division.
When you say it back to me 2-0, I'm saying, what am I doing?
I'll give you another chance.
It's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? No, I do. I think Harps will obviously fight, but
yeah,
I just think 2-0. Fancy Shelbourne here.
I have a sneaky suspicion Harps are going to keep up their relatively decent form. I thought against Derry they were decent. I thought if anyone looked like they were going to win it, it could have been them. I think they'll nick a point here. I'm going for boring nil.
I hope not, especially where Pats are at the minute. You want Shells.
It's like if Pats were to win and Shells drew, then it's not so bad, etc. You know what I mean? So yeah. But it depends. But I'm going to go for a 0-0 here. But Shells are more likely to win it if you get me, to be fair. Monday then, obviously with Dundalk and Cork is postponed, but on to Monday, Shamrock Rovers will have a bit of a break now. They'll play Waterford at home. Do you know what's mad? I saw one of the bookies had Waterford as 10-1 to win this game, by the way. I don't understand that. I need to check it up again, but that is... Like, what's that like? That's ridiculous. Any team in this league, you know what I mean?
Look at that later on.
Look at it later on because, oh my God, but Rovers won 3 of their last 5 in the league. Waterford 2 of their last 5 in the league. Rovers have interestingly beaten Waterford in the last 7 occasions, Keane, which is interesting. The last time they met, Rovers did win 2-0 in Waterford as well. How do you see this one going? Rovers obviously favourites, there's no doubt. But
Rovers had to be favourites, but I wouldn't be looking too much into the statistics side of it. I don't think. Look, it's a totally different size. Different side. I think Waterford are banging form. Look, you don't know what the story is with Waterford at the minute. Like, obviously Sheridan is gone, and look, they would like to keep up their good form. Obviously you have Frosty there, and you have people there who know the league inside out, and I think they will give a game. I don't think they'll win it. I think they will give a right go at it, but I'm going to go 1-0 Rovers, and I think it's only going to be 1-0. It's not going to be comfortable. I think it's going to be an edgy game. I think Waterford will play to their strengths, which is sit in tight, try and catch one on the break, early press, low block, stuff like that, what they've been doing in games. I think that's probably what they're going to do. I would presume they're going to keep the same playing style. I can't see it changing dramatically at all. So going by the way they're playing, I'm going to go with a 1-0, but it could very easily be a draw here.
Yeah, I'm actually going for a draw, Keane. I'm going for 1-1. Rovers still unbeaten, of course, 8 points clear. They might, who knows, they might have a little bit of a come down from the Milan game. It often happens. You see that sometimes. Yeah, I'll go for a draw. I think Waterford, as you say, are banging form. They're capable of getting results. If those odds are true, I did see it twice somewhere. I think that's ridiculous, by the way. I don't understand it in this league. Anyway, on to the first division, Keane. Athlone and Cove. This is 10th against 6th. Cove have 17 points. They're only a couple of points now off Cabinteely.
Yeah.
Athlone having a win this season. How do you see this one going? The last one they met was a bit of a humdinger. Cove won 3-2. So I can see goals because Athlone have conceded more goals, Keane, than anybody else in that season.
I'm gonna go for a Cove win here. Look, everyone needs to be beating Athlone. Everyone will want to be fancying to beat Athlone. I'm gonna go Cove 3-1.
And Cove, of course, lost 6-0 at home to UCD last time out. Now John Kavanagh's going to be suspended, but they're going to want to hit back here big time, aren't they?
I like the way you come out with the stats after I say my piece.
Yeah, it's great. It's almost like saying, you could be wrong there. But no, I agree with you. I think Cove should be looking to win this. Again, it's no disrespect to Athlone, but I mean, after getting a hiding like that for Cove, again, they couldn't have picked a fixture, really. If you're going to pick any fixture, they like to score a few goals. Athlone's unfortunately for them, like to concede a few. So you said 3-1?
Yeah.
Sticking along the same lines, I'll go 2-0 instead, just to be different.
Athlone are going to concede. I'll go 2-0.
Yeah. I was actually thinking 3-1, but I didn't want to sound like I was copying you. Bray and Longford. This is a really interesting game, isn't it? At the Carlisle grounds. Bray are 2 points clear at the top of the table. Longford are 4th. They're in the playoff zone at the moment. The last time they met, Bray actually beat them as well. Bray beat them 3 times in a row. That was 2-0 in Longford and considered a surprise, by the way, earlier on in the season.
Yeah.
But interesting one. Gary Shaw 6 goals for Bray, by the way, one of the top scorers in the league. Verdon and Manley have 4 each for Longford. Again, it's a very difficult one to judge. How do you see this one going, Keane, yourself?
I fancy Longford here.
At home?
Look, they got a good point against Rotterdam.
Sorry, Bray at home. I apologise. Bray at home. Home.
They got a good point against Rotterdam. They needed that. They needed not to lose ground. I don't think they lost much ground other than, if Drogheda won it, they'd lose a bit more ground considering Bray are top at the minute. Oh, I'm going to go for Longford 1-0. I think they have a tendency to play away from home and grind out a result. And they've a never say die attitude there. They've scored late goals and, they've come out of hard places with 3 points. I'm saying that Bray are top of the league. I'm just going to contradict myself here. They've gone about their business really quietly. I don't think anybody ever thought, even a week ago, that they were going to finish top of the league last week. So they've done fantastically well to get there. But I just see Longford beating them.
Yeah, I'm going to throw another stat out here, actually. Bray have the best defensive record in the league. Longford have the second best defensive record in the league. So I'm going to use my mathematics and say there won't be much goals.
It'll all draw.
Someone's been studying. No, but it's a tough one. If Bray could get a win here, actually, it would really...
Very easy.
Yeah, it would be massive for them because, they're already top. It changes nearly every week. If they got a win here, it kind of put them on a bit of a serious roll, wouldn't it?
If Bray get a win, I think at least, well, obviously, it doesn't take a late match stage to sort this out, but I think Longford are probably out for a couple of weeks, and anyway,
Yeah.
I don't think they'll get back into it if they lose. So I think it's a must not lose.
Yeah, Longford, I don't think can afford to lose this, Keane, because it'll give Bray a bit of an edge at the top of the table, you know yourself, and a couple of teams around them could end up winning as well. But personally, I don't know. I just see it being very, very tight, and it's tough to separate them. So I'm going to go for a draw. I'll go 1-1 instead of going 0-0 though.
Yeah, it can be very easily a draw. Bray could easily win it. Longford could easily win it. But like I said, I just think Longford have that bit of experience as well. Look, I'm not saying Bray don't. Bray, like we said, Aaron Barry, Gary Shaw, Paul Keegan, they're really big players there that have been there, done that type of player.
Yeah.
But I just think Longford have been up there now a couple of seasons, and I think this is probably the best chance
Yeah.
to get up into the Premier Division, and they can't take a lightly. I don't think they will. I just think, look, like they've gone to Galway, I know, under a different manager and stuff, they come out with a win. They dug deep against Wexford, come out with a win. And it's really good to see that. But I just fancy them to nick it. I do. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, good points. Good points. Galway at home to Wexford. This is an interesting one because this can really get Galway into the mix. They've had 3 wins on the bounce under Caulfield, obviously. 14 points. I think they're 5-6 points, aren't they, off the playoffs?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, not far off at all.
Far off at all. The last 2 meetings have actually drew with Wexford as well. They drew 0-0 earlier on the season, but you can nearly say this is a different Galway and a different Wexford, by the way. Wexford have conceded far too many goals lately as well. So, I think they've conceded not as many as Athlone, but the second most. Great opportunity for the Galways there in the plate in many ways here, isn't it?
Yeah, Galway will win it 3-0 in my opinion. I think it'd be straightforward. I think they'd be firing. I think again the Curran, Vinny Farty, they have quality all over the pitch really.
Starting to get amongst the goals as
Yeah,
well.
I think they'll win it 3-0 comfortable.
Yeah, I think might be comfortable win as well. Like I say, they take a 1-0, it doesn't really matter, wins or win, but I'd go 2-0 Galway as well and would really put them in the mix and make things interesting there as well, I think, so fair play to Caulfield has made an instant impression there. Rovers B take on Cabinteely, and I know we've been saying this for the past few weeks, but I think Cabinteely actually 100% must win this game this weekend.
They have to. No problem.
Big time. I mean, there's 12... there's a couple, 12 points between them. We've got Shane Barnes and 5 goals. We've kind of stuck in 5 goals for a while, Cian, which is a bit of an issue there maybe as well. But if we could see goals, we've been losing games.
To be honest, I think I'm not trying to sound funny here, but I think that's a problem in the league itself. I think I think there's a lack of strikers. There's a lack of goal scorers.
Yeah.
I don't think, especially this season. Look, I know Arden Green has got a couple for overs and stuff like that. Paddy Hooban's got a couple, but I think other than that, there's no striker forwarding really. Obviously, I know the UCD too are.
In general, especially in the Premier Division.
Yeah, there's no real striker. So I don't think it's only a problem with Cabinteely. I think it's a problem throughout the whole league. Look, the looks of your man Manley there that went to Longford hasn't really done much at all. Yeah, I just think that's a problem throughout the league. But Cabo need to get something here.
I think.
I would think. I don't know. I just would think Dean Williams will start for them, considering the game's on Monday.
Yeah, I think so.
And considering he only got a couple of minutes tonight, I think he'll start from. That'd be a big coup for Rovers B. But
Lou will play, and the young guy who's come in recently, Zeffie, will play as well.
Having it as well, who's a tremendous player. Who I would say outside the Rovers Bowls and Dundalk would maybe be a key player for every other side in the Premier Division.
I was excited to be looking at him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, and Scales might play as well, considering he was sent off. Oh, well, he was suspended. Sorry, not sent off. Suspended tonight for the European game. So, they're going to have a strong squad. I'm going to go 1-0 Shamrock Rovers.
Ooh. And do you think that would bring an end almost to Cabinteely's chances of winning?
No, definitely not.
Think they'd still be there?
I think they'll be in the playoffs, no question.
No, in terms of winning the league, do you think?
I don't know. It depends. It depends on the other. Look, that's a stupid question. Obviously, it depends on the other results. But I just think it can change so quickly. So you can't get too down about a loss. You can't say it's over because it's not realistically like. And look, Cabo, I think they were Ford and all cylinders. They were the team to beat. Something happened in the last couple of weeks, but they'll put it right. I've no question.
Yeah, I'm going to go for, I think they'll win 1-0, Cabo, and I think it'll keep them just in the hunt. They need it.
Yeah.
The last game of the weekend's UCD and Drogheda. Another big game for both teams. UCD are third, a point off Drogheda in second. Both teams have scored 25 goals this season, so they both the top scorers of the league. Last time they met, I was at United Park actually, and Drogheda beat them 5-1. I think it was the second or third game of the season. I came out of that game thinking, God, UCD are poor. But clearly, they've improved since then. You touched on earlier on, Yo-Yo Madei's got 10 goals in 10 games. Mark Doyle scored 6 and 11. He's dropped the top scorer from the wing. He's a good player as well. But this is an interesting game. I can see goals. How do you see it?
Yeah, look, it's very tight to call. I think, I think it's almost not lose for both sides. Jesus.
Do you think that'll make it surprisingly tentative? Because both
Oh
teams
yeah, I think every
goals.
game's going to be tentative.
Yeah.
I can't. Look, the games are great.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know how. The games are like amazing to watch. Well, most of them. Probably not. Let's say Pats at the minute or the Dirty and Finn Harps. But I'm saying,
particularly, funnily enough, they're very open.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The games are really good, and I'm surprised about that because, especially in the business end of the season, I don't give a shit whether you play good or bad. You just want a point or you just want a trade. But for some reason, there's some serious shows being put on, and I fancy, I fancy a couple of goals here. I'm gonna go 3-2 UCD.
Yeah, it's a difficult one to call. It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's bound to be goal. Both teams will score. I can't see any team keeping the clean sheet. UCD will want some form of revenge because a lot of players will remember that 5-1 hiding and they'll say to themselves, they will though, and they'll say to themselves, look, we're better than that. We didn't perform that. They draw their good side. They're not a 4 goal better side in UCD. Players remember that when they go out into the pitch. And UCD generally, if we do quite well, I think I'm going to go for a draw, though. Another draw. I know it's boring, isn't it? I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw here. I don't think either team be too disappointed with that.
No.
It doesn't really do any team harm either. Particularly Bray weren't to win either at the weekend. So it all depends. Context comes into it, etc. But I think I'll go for a draw on that anyway.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a tight one.
Yeah, definitely. All right, lads, we'll leave it there. Subscribe, like the video, and comment. And we'll see you again. Cian, thanks very much as usual. Fair play.
Thanks. Good. Bye-bye.
Oh, man. Good luck.